Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a Destiny 2 Exotic Armor Build Guide where we build, test, and rate exotics on whether they are viable in the current landscape of Destiny. These builds are just suggestions and can be changed and improved many ways. The main idea is to dust off those old exotics and find a new and fun way to play, even if it's not meta. I'm your host, Pickleman, and let's hop straight into the exotic for today. Alright, so for today we're going to be talking about the Path of Burning Steps, and basically what this exotic does is for any type of solar kill, whether that be ability, super, heavy, energy, whatever it may be, you will grant one stack for every solar kill, one stack of Firewalker, and basically you can stack that up to 4 times, and for every stack you will increase your solar weapon damage. And the weapon that I like to use is, you guessed it, the Vex Mythoclast. If you have been playing Destiny this season at all, then you know this thing got a massive buff. And to increase even damage further, basically you can stack the Path of Burning Steps with this exotic, because whenever you have the Catalyst, it reads, when in full auto mode, final blows with this weapon grants bonus damage, accuracy and stability for short duration. But obviously we're focusing on bonus damage here, because the whole point of this is to try to stack as much bonus damage as possible. So the Path of Burning Steps will get us bonus damage for solar kills, so obviously Vex kills. So we're stacking two different bonus damages here. So the Vex itself gets bonus damage on kills, and then the Path of Burning Steps will also get bonus damage on kills with the Vex. But the crazy part is that it doesn't stop there. If you come over here to the mark, this is going to be something only this season, but obviously if you are playing this season and if you're watching this um, I don't even know what season this is. Season 15. If you're watching this in season 15 and have particle deconstruction, then I highly recommend also using this with the Vex, because it is super easy to stack, and basically all you have to do is hit 5 shots on an enemy um, with a fusion rifle, aka Vex Mythoclast, and you will increase damage even further. So this is actually really easy to proc as well, because instead of kills, this is hits. So yeah, this is going to be super good for stacking up some bonus damage, so I highly recommend using particle deconstruction while you can. Moving on to increase our damage even further. So far we have 3 damage increase. One from the Vex, one from the Path of Burning Steps, and another one from particle deconstruction. And our 4th damage increase comes from high energy fire, which is while charged with light, you gain bonus weapon damage, basically. So for every combatant you defeat, it consumes 1 charge of light. And obviously, that also helps with our Vex Mythoclast weapon damage. This is going to be super useful, and obviously the best way to get charged with light is going to be quick charge, which is basically just rapidly defeating combatants with a fusion rifle or shotgun. So in this case, the Vex Mythoclast, which is a fusion rifle, will get you charged with light. And the beauty about this is that basically with the Vex, all you have to do is get 2 back-to-back kills and you will get charged with light. To enhance the charge with light feature even further, I have put on stacks to grant additional charge of light stacks. So for every 2 kills with Vex now, I am getting 2 charge with light what are they called, stacks? And then, so yeah, so that is going to be our 4th damage increase, which is high energy fire. So just again, to recap really quickly, we have the Vex Mythoclast that gets us bonus damage, Path of Burning Steps that gets us bonus damage, high energy fire that gives us bonus damage, particle deconstruction that gives us bonus damage, and finally, Font of Might is our 5th and final way that we can increase our bonus damage with this build. And what Font of Might does is basically just picking up an elemental well that matches your subclass energy. So in this case, I am running Bottom Tree Sunbreaker. You can use any of these. I just prefer Bottom Tree because I like sunspots. Sunspots are pretty fun. So also it restores your health and stuff. So I just like this for PvE especially. But it honestly doesn't really matter. You can find better use in middle tree. You can increase your damage even further technically. But that would only be with your abilities. So there's a couple different ways you can do this, but I suggest the bottom tree just because this is just pretty simple and easy to use. But going back to our mark here, we have, or no, I'm sorry, back to our chess piece here, we have Font of Might, which increases our damage whenever we pick up solar elemental well mods, or in this case solar elemental well mods, because we were going to be using the Vex Mythoclast. Um, And to get those mods, or to get those wells, I should say, we are going to be using the Vex because Elemental Armaments basically states that whenever you use the same damage type energy weapon or heavy weapon that your subclass is, then you will spawn elemental wells. So I will demonstrate this in a clip, but basically what this does is just allow you to get kills with your Vex, and then you will see a little shiny orange well that you can pick up, and you will do increased damage. So yeah, that is the build, and so now we can go into some gameplay. So as I was talking about earlier, you can see that after I kill this legionary, it will drop the elemental well, and obviously it's a solar elemental well, meaning that it will increase our solar weapon damage. So there on the left side of the screen, solar weapon boost. So for 10 seconds, we get some increased damage. Now, I'm going to be using the Vex in all of these clips, but keep in mind you can pretty much use any, or you can use, not pretty much, you can use any type of solar weapon. So like some fun ones I suggest is Jotun, that's a great, another fusion rifle that you can try. Obviously, that's like a fusion rifle, and that can help with some sunspots and stuff like that, and you can increase just big explosions basically, and it's really fun. In that sense. So yeah, I would definitely try this with Yo. And there's some legendary weapons you can use too. You can use like hard light or something like that, and you can use the solar variant. You know, just think outside of the box. Pretty much anything that you want to increase your damage, you can, as long as it's solar, because obviously the Path of Burning Steps is all based on solar damage and getting solar weapon kills. So basically, if you have the Path of Burning Steps and if you have the Vex Mytho class, then I will highly suggest you using it and trying it out while you can before they nerf the Vex. But you know, even past this season 15, and even past having whatever the Vex being super popular and super good, and even if they nerf it into the ground, the Path of Burning Steps is still going to work just as good with other different weapons because obviously you can't go wrong with just increasing your weapon damage. And like I said before, the stasis is kind of more of a gimmick, but it definitely helps a little bit in some nightfall or just strike scenarios. Very little, but it definitely has saved me once or twice before out of my times using it. So you know what, it's notable, but it's nothing to write home about. Again, this is more based on just the weapon damage of the exotic because I'm trying to find exotics that you can build and some exotics that aren't necessarily talked about as much and just have some fun with them and make different builds. Because even if it's not good, it doesn't really matter because as long as you're having fun, I think that's the goal at the end of the day, especially when you're playing Destiny, in my opinion, because after a while you kind of get bored of doing the same old, and you kind of just want to switch it up. So, in the future, I hope to release more of these types of videos. I'm sorry, this is my first one on exotic review, so it's not going to be very good. Um, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stay tuned in the future so for some more exotic reviews and some exotic builds that you can hopefully try and switch up your gameplay. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one.